why you should stop explaining yourself. Have you ever noticed how much of your life is spent defending your decisions? You explain why you started. You explain why you left. You explain why you're changing. You explain why you're working on yourself. You explain why you're saying no. And somehow, no matter how much you explain, it's never enough. Someone still misunderstands you. Someone still disagrees with you. Someone still judges you. And that's the truth most people spend years trying to avoid. You can explain yourself perfectly and still be misunderstood. Read that again. You can explain yourself perfectly and still be misunderstood. The problem is that many people believe if they just find the right words, everyone will finally understand them. But life doesn't work that way. Some people don't want understanding. They want control. Some people don't want clarity. They want comfort. Some people don't want your truth. They want a version of you that makes them feel better. And that's why you need to stop wasting your energy trying to convince everyone. Think about how many opportunities you've delayed because you were busy explaining. How many goals have you postponed because you want approval first? How many dreams are still sitting in your head because you're waiting for everyone to understand your vision? The people who achieve extraordinary things rarely have universal support in the beginning. Most of them are doubted. Most of them are questioned. Most of them are criticized, not because they're wrong, because they're different. And different makes people uncomfortable. If you decide today that you're going to become stronger, healthier, smarter, more disciplined, and more ambitious, some people will immediately question you. Why are you working so hard? Why are you changing? Why are you acting differently? Why don't you relax? Why are you so serious all of a sudden? The moment you stop living according to other people's expectations, resistance appears. And that's where most people quit. Not because the goal is impossible, because the criticism becomes uncomfortable. So they go back to explaining, back to defending, back to seeking permission, back to asking for approval. But if you want a different life, you need a different mindset. You need to understand that your responsibility is not to make everyone comfortable. Your responsibility is to build the life you're capable of building. That's it. Not everyone has to agree. Not everyone has to understand. Not everyone has to support you. The world does not owe you validation. And you do not owe the world an explanation for every decision you make. You want to wake up earlier? Do it. You want to start a business? Do it. You want to learn a new skill? Do it. You want to transform your life? Do it. Stop holding meetings with people who aren't even living the life you want. Stop asking for permission from people who gave up on their own dreams years ago. Stop treating your ambitions like there's something you need to justify. The truth is simple. The more time you spend explaining yourself, the less time you spend becoming yourself. And becoming yourself is where your power lives. Not in convincing, not in defending, not in proving, in doing. Because results speak a language explanations never can. Anyone can talk. Anyone can promise. Anyone can justify. But very few people are willing to put their head down and work. That's why your focus needs to shift. Less explaining, more building, less talking, more action, less defending, more becoming. The next chapter of your life won't be created by better explanations. It will be created by better actions. And that realization changes everything. The reason this message is so important is because explaining yourself feels productive. It feels like progress. It feels like you're doing something. But most of the time, you're just burning energy that should be invested somewhere else. Imagine carrying a bucket of water up a mountain. Now imagine every few steps, someone asks you to stop and explain why you're climbing. You stop, you explain, you defend, you justify, then you keep walking. A few minutes later, someone else stops you. Again, you explain. Again, you defend. Again, you justify. Eventually, you realize something. The people asking questions aren't helping you reach the top. They're just slowing your climb. This is exactly what happens in life. You tell people your goals. Then you spend months explaining those goals. You tell people your plans. Then you spend months defending those plans. You tell people your vision. Then you spend months trying to make everyone believe in it. And before you know it, all your energy is gone. Not because the work was too hard, because the conversations were endless. Listen carefully. You do not need everyone to believe in you before you start. You need to believe in yourself enough to continue when nobody else does. That is where real confidence is born. Confidence is not people clapping for you. Confidence is continuing when nobody claps. Confidence is showing up when nobody notices. Confidence is working when nobody cares. Confidence is staying committed when nobody understands. Anyone can feel strong when they're supported. The real test comes when you're standing alone, when people doubt you, when people laugh, when people question your decisions, when people think you've lost your mind. That is the moment that separates dreamers from doers. Dreamers need approval. Doers need progress. Dreamers want understanding. Doers want results. Dreamers spend years talking about what they will do. Doers spend years doing what they said they would do. And eventually, something interesting happens. The same people who questioned you start asking how you did it. The same people who doubted you start respecting you. The same people who ignored your vision start admiring it. But by then, none of that matters, because you've learned something valuable. Validation is a terrible fuel source. It burns out quickly. The moment people stop praising you, your motivation disappears. That's why so many people quit. Their motivation was built on attention. Their motivation was built on approval. Their motivation was built on recognition. And when those things vanished, so did their effort. You cannot build your future on applause. You must build it on discipline. Discipline works when nobody is watching. Discipline works when you're tired. Discipline works when you're discouraged. Discipline works when the excitement is gone. Most people are waiting to feel motivated. Meanwhile, disciplined people are already moving. They're already improving. They're already learning. They're already growing. While others are talking, they're working. While others are complaining, they're building. While others are explaining, they're executing. This is why you must become careful about where your attention goes. Every explanation costs energy. Every argument costs energy. Every attempt to convince the wrong person costs energy. And your energy is limited. Protect it. Guard it. Use it wisely. Because every ounce of energy spent proving yourself to others is energy that could have been spent improving yourself. And improvement will always be more powerful than explanation. Always. The world has enough people making excuses. The world has enough people defending their limitations. The world has enough people explaining why they can't. Be different. Show people what commitment looks like. Show people what consistency looks like. Show people what discipline looks like. Not through words, through action, because action is proof. And proof never needs an explanation. There is another reason you need to stop explaining yourself. Every time you constantly seek approval, you quietly hand over control of your life. Think about that. The moment your decisions require other people's agreement, your future is no longer entirely yours. You become dependent on reactions, dependent on opinions, dependent on acceptance. And dependence is dangerous because people change. Their opinions change. Their moods change. Their expectations change. If your direction depends on all of that, you'll spend your entire life moving in circles. One day you'll feel confident. The next day you'll doubt yourself. One day you'll feel unstoppable. The next day a single negative comment will crush your momentum. That's not strength. That's emotional dependence disguised as confidence. Real strength is different. Real strength is making a decision and remaining committed even when the crowd disagrees. Not because you're stubborn, because you've accepted responsibility for your own life. Nobody is coming to live your life for you. Nobody is coming to wake up early for you. Nobody is coming to build your dreams for you. Nobody is coming to suffer through the difficult days for you. That responsibility belongs to you. And once you fully accept that, something changes. You stop looking around for permission. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You stop waiting for someone to approve your next move. You start moving. And movement changes everything. Most people think clarity comes first, then action. But that's rarely how life works. Action creates clarity. Movement creates direction. Experience creates wisdom. The person sitting still, overthinking every decision, rarely discovers anything. The person moving forward learns. They adjust. They improve. They grow. That is why waiting for certainty is one of the biggest traps in life. You don't need certainty. You need courage. Courage to begin. Courage to continue. Courage to keep going when the outcome isn't guaranteed. Because no great achievement comes with guarantees. No successful person was handed a map showing every step. They walked forward despite uncertainty. They acted despite fear. They worked despite doubt. And that's exactly what you must learn to do. There will always be reasons not to start. There will always be people who think your goals are unrealistic. There will always be critics. There will always be doubters. There will always be obstacles. Stop acting surprised by that. Difficulty is not a sign you're on the wrong path. Difficulty is part of the path. The hard days are not interruptions. They are the process. The setbacks are not evidence you should quit. They are evidence you're trying. The failures are not proof you're incapable. They are proof you're in the game. People who never fail are usually people who never attempt anything meaningful. The truth is harsh. Many people spend more time protecting their image than building their future. They're terrified of looking foolish, terrified of making mistakes, terrified of being judged. So they stay comfortable. They stay predictable. They stay average. And years later, they wonder why nothing changed. Nothing changed because they chose comfort over growth. Every single time. Growth requires discomfort. Growth requires risk. Growth requires uncertainty. Growth requires effort. There is no shortcut around that. You cannot become stronger while avoiding struggle. You cannot become wiser while avoiding mistakes. You cannot become successful while avoiding responsibility. The version of you that you want to become is waiting on the other side of hard work. Not easy work, not convenient work. Hard work, the kind of work most people avoid. The kind of work that doesn't get applause. The kind of work nobody sees. The kind of work that feels repetitive, boring, demanding, exhausting. That's where transformation happens. Not when you're talking about your goals, when you're working on them. Not when you're explaining your plans, when you're executing them. Not when you're convincing others. When you're improving yourself, the person you're capable of becoming doesn't need more explanations. That person needs more action. And every day you delay that action is a day you move further away from your potential. So stop waiting, stop justifying, stop defending, and start becoming. One of the most powerful lessons you will ever learn is this. Your life changes the moment you stop trying to win every argument. Because not every battle deserves your energy. Some people are committed to misunderstanding you. No explanation will change that. No amount of logic will change that. No perfect sentence will change that. And the sooner you accept this, the sooner you become free. Think about how many hours you've wasted replaying conversations in your head, thinking of better responses, thinking of better arguments, thinking of better ways to prove your point. Meanwhile, the clock keeps moving. Days pass, weeks pass, months pass. Your goals wait, your opportunities wait, your potential waits. All because your attention is trapped in places where it produces nothing. You need to understand something. Your attention is one of the most valuable resources you have. Where attention goes, your life follows. If your attention is consumed by negativity, your life becomes smaller. If your attention is consumed by distractions, your progress becomes slower. If your attention is consumed by other people's opinions, your confidence becomes weaker. Attention is power. And every day, people give that power away without realizing it. They hand it to critics. They hand it to doubters. They hand it to people who have contributed nothing to their growth. Then they wonder why they feel exhausted. You cannot build an extraordinary life while constantly feeding ordinary distractions. At some point, you must decide what matters. Do you want to be right? Or do you want to move forward? Because many times you cannot have both. You can spend hours proving someone wrong, or you can spend those hours improving yourself. You can spend months defending your ambitions, or you can spend those months making progress. You can spend years arguing with people, or you can spend years becoming someone they can no longer ignore. The choice is yours. And every choice has a cost. Success has a cost. Discipline has a cost. Growth has a cost. But so does staying the same. So does regret. So does wasted potential. So does looking back years from now, wondering what could have happened, if you had simply committed, that kind of regret is heavy, far heavier than temporary discomfort, far heavier than criticism, far heavier than rejection. Many people fear failure, but failure is rarely the biggest threat. The biggest threat is never trying. The biggest threat is settling. The biggest threat is accepting a life that is far below what you're capable of creating. That is the danger. Not failing, not struggling, not being criticized. The danger is spending your life knowing you could have done more, knowing you could become more, knowing you could have pushed harder. Nobody reaches the end of their life wishing they had spent more time explaining themselves. Nobody reaches the end of their life wishing they had sought more approval. Nobody reaches the end of their life wishing they had played smaller. People regret the chances they didn't take, the risks they avoided, the dreams they abandoned, the effort they never gave. Don't become one of those people. The world does not need another person living below their potential. The world needs people willing to do difficult things, people willing to stay disciplined, people willing to keep moving when progress feels slow, people willing to continue when motivation disappears. And that person can be you, not someday. Now, not when conditions improve. Now, not when everyone believes in you. Now, because the perfect moment does not exist. The perfect circumstances do not exist. The perfect opportunity does not exist. What exists is today. What exists is this moment. What exists is a decision you make when this video ends. You can return to old habits, or you can begin building a stronger version of yourself. You can return to excuses, or you can choose responsibility. You can return to comfort, or you can choose growth. One path feels easier today. The other creates a better tomorrow. Choose carefully, because the choices you repeat become the life you live. Now imagine the version of yourself 5 years from today. Not the version that kept making excuses. Not the version that waited for approval. Not the version that spent years explaining. The version that committed. The version that stayed disciplined. The version that kept going. What does that person look like? How do they carry themselves? How do they think? How do they respond to challenges? More importantly, what do they have to sacrifice to become that person? Because every powerful transformation demands a price. You don't become stronger by accident. You don't become successful by accident. You don't become respected by accident. You earn those things, day after day, choice after choice, action after action. Most people want the reward. Few want the process. Everyone wants confidence. Few want the discomfort that builds it. Everyone wants success. Few want the years of effort behind it. Everyone wants results. Few want the discipline required to create them. That is why average is crowded. Average is easy. Average asks very little from you. Average tells you to wait. Average tells you to stay comfortable. Average tells you to do what everyone else is doing. But greatness asks for more. Greatness asks for sacrifice. Greatness asks for patience. Greatness asks for resilience. Greatness asks for consistency. And that's exactly why so few people reach it. Not because it's impossible, because it's demanding. The truth is that your future is being built right now. Not next year, not next month, not next week. Right now, every habit matters. Every decision matters. Every hour matters. Every excuse matters. Every action matters. You are constantly voting for the person you are becoming. When you choose discipline, you vote for a stronger future. When you choose growth, you vote for a stronger future. When you choose responsibility, you vote for a stronger future. And when you choose excuses, you vote for something else. Life is not built in dramatic moments. Life is built in ordinary moments repeated consistently. The early mornings, the late nights, the workouts, the study sessions, the difficult conversations, the promises you keep to yourself. Those moments seem small, but they are not small. They are the foundation of everything. People see success and think it happened overnight. They see the result. They don't see the years. They don't see the sacrifices. They don't see the failures. They don't see the moments when quitting would have been easier. Every successful person has those moments. Every disciplined person has those moments. Every strong person has those moments. The difference is that they didn't stop. That's what separates people. Not talent, not luck, not perfect circumstances. Persistence. the willingness to continue, the willingness to keep showing up, the willingness to keep working when progress feels invisible. Because progress is often invisible before it becomes undeniable. For a long time, it feels like nothing is happening. For a long time, it feels like the effort isn't working. For a long time, it feels like you're stuck. Then one day, everything starts to compound. The work starts showing. The habits start paying off. The growth becomes visible. And suddenly people call you lucky. They call you gifted. They call you talented. They never saw the years you spent becoming that person. That's why you cannot let short-term discomfort distract you from long-term growth. You cannot let criticism distract you from your mission. You cannot let other people's opinions become more important than your own potential. Your potential deserves your commitment. Your goals deserve your effort. Your future deserves your discipline. And whether anyone understands that journey or not is irrelevant, because at the end of the day, you are the one who has to live with your choices. You are the one who has to live with your results. You are the one who has to look back on this chapter of your life. Make sure you're proud of what you see. Make sure you can say that you gave your best. Make sure you can say that you stopped talking and started doing. Because action changes lives. Not intentions, not wishes, not explanations. Action, always action. As this video comes to an end, remember this. You were not given this life to spend it explaining yourself to people who have already decided not to understand you. You were not given this life to shrink your ambitions so others feel comfortable. You were not given this life to ask permission for every dream, every goal, and every decision. You were given this life to use it, to build, to grow, to improve, to become. And none of those things happen through explanations. They happen through action. The truth is that nobody can save you from the work ahead. Nobody can do your training for you. Nobody can study for you. Nobody can build your future for you. Nobody can create your discipline for you. Nobody can create your habits for you. Nobody can create your success for you. That responsibility belongs to you. And while that may sound harsh, it is actually empowering, because it means your future is not controlled by other people's opinions. It is not controlled by criticism. It is not controlled by doubt. It is not controlled by circumstances. It is controlled by the choices you make every single day. Think about that. Every day is another chance, another opportunity, another decision, another moment to move closer to the person you want to become. You don't need a perfect plan. You need commitment. You don't need endless motivation. You need discipline. You don't need universal support. You need consistency. You don't need more explanations. You need more execution. The people who transform their lives are not always the smartest. They are not always the most talented. They are not always the most gifted. They are often the people who simply refuse to quit. The people who kept showing up. The people who kept learning. The people who kept improving. The people who kept working when everyone else stopped. Be one of those people. Become someone who keeps their promises. Become someone who follows through. Become someone who acts. Become someone who can be trusted by the person staring back at them in the mirror. Because self-respect is earned. It is earned through action. It is earned through discipline. It is earned through consistency. And once you have that self-respect, something incredible happens. You stop needing constant validation. You stop needing constant approval. You stop needing constant reassurance. Because your confidence no longer comes from what people say. It comes from what you know you've done. That is real confidence. That is real strength. And that strength cannot be taken away by criticism. It cannot be taken away by rejection. It cannot be taken away by doubt. Because it was built through effort. So when this video ends, don't just feel inspired. Act. Take one step. Make one decision. Complete one task. Start one habit. Move 1 inch closer to the life you want. Because small actions repeated consistently create extraordinary results. Years from now, the life you dream about today could become your reality. But only if you stop waiting. Only if you stop explaining. Only if you stop making excuses. And only if you start doing the work. The future belongs to those who act. The future belongs to those who stay disciplined. The future belongs to those who keep moving forward. Make sure you're one of them. And if this video gave you something to think about, Consider subscribing for more content like this. If a part of this message connected with you, feel free to leave a comment and share your experience. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. And if you know someone who spends more time explaining than building, share this video with them. It may help them take that first step toward becoming the person they're capable of becoming. Until next time, keep working, keep growing, keep showing up, and keep becoming the person your potential is waiting for.